probably asking yourself, what in the heck in the world is Bob doing today? Well, we got a project we have to do. Yeah, it's going to be a run-in shelter for the calves, because Kris says that they aren't going outside without one. So so a few weeks ago we got some calves. A few months, oh, it's been about a month ago now. But anyway, we got those two calves. You guys have seen them already, and they're growing. They're in the barn, but they need to be outside because we got grass for them to eat, and grass is free food. So yeah, so I gotta make a running shelter, and this is the start of what I'm going to use to build it. And it's all the framing lumber there. Yeah, it's going to be 8 foot by 16 foot. Just a lean-to style with an angled roof on it. And I don't even have the sheet metal here yet. I have to order that, and it'll come in a couple of days as soon as I figure out what I need. But I thought, well, I probably ought to have the frame put together first so I can measure what I need. And I think that's a good idea. So that's what we're doing. Okay, as with any project, there's a place to begin, and I'm going to begin with getting the lower framework done so we have something to build on. And I think that's probably what everybody would do. We're going to start off, we're just going to take, these are the main runners here, these big 6x6s. They're 16 foot long plus a little maybe. I'm going to go ahead and lop a corner off on all of them, so 4 corners to lop off, and that way they'll be like a sled runner. When you go drag it across a field, it'll have something to kind of ride over the bumps with. And then we'll fashion this into a rectangle. We'll get it squared up, and then we can start doing some framework. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so look at the size of these screws. I bought these 10-inch screws. They're supposed to be timber screws, so that should do the job for me. But the way it looks like to me, they're going to go through the bottom of the angle. So anyway, we're going to try anyhow. Try to get at least a couple of screws in here. If I have to cut them off, I have to cut them off, I guess. I don't think I will. I think I can figure this out. But first screw first. Let's see if this will drive it on in there. Wow. I gotta tell you, man, I love these impact drivers. So anyway, 4 screws, and that should button up a corner. So we're gonna do the other 3 just like that, and then we'll have our base basically done. All right. Now I got it square. Seems like it took forever. I had to turn you off while I did that because it was tedious. Now all I gotta do is drive in some screws here and there and everywhere else. Okay. How about that, huh? Oh well. I guess we can start framing. Woo! Alright, so don't be fooled by the change of clothes. It just got colder out here. It's still the same day. So anyway, I'm going to get started on, let's see, we got this base pretty well buttoned up here. It's the base. And so I'm going to have to start cutting some studs and top plates, bottom plates, you know, the whole thing, like you're building, you know, like you're building a little building, because that's what I'm doing, is building a little building. Anyway, it is, let's see, shoot, I didn't bring my nail gun. Doggone it. I'll be right back. GoPro, stop recording. Alright, so I'm cutting the studs to make one of the walls here. And we're going to make it, it's going to be for the back wall. The back wall we're going to make about 7 feet overall tall, which means since we're taking off since we want it to be a total of 7 foot, we need to take off the bottom plate and the 2 top plates, because you double plate the top. And so that's 4.5 inches total. Thickness of 3 2x, which is 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches times 3 is 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So our overall stud length is going to be 79.5 inches. And so I need, good gosh, I don't know how many I'm going to need. I'm going to need a few though, so I'm going to cut some out. And then we'll be able to put this wall together. Okay, well, I made a mistake, but only just in the marking of the of this bottom plate here. I had it all marked out, and I realized I needed to start from the center and work my way out because I was less than an even amount in here. Ow. So I'm gonna remark this thing now. I gotta do it a different way. Ah, that was our aim here. We look like we know what we're doing. Not really. Kinda. Alright, so we're gonna start nailing some of these studs on here. Got the nail gun loaded up with nails. I poured some oil in it. It's ready to go. Rock and roll, baby. Alright, time to do the top plate. It's pretty much the same as the bottom plate, except maybe it'll go a little quicker. Alright, that's that middle post. Ow! Whew. I gotta tell you, it's starting to hurt my back. Just a little. Let's just see if we can capture something like that.
Capture the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think we got that one.
That should be a good picture.
Yeah, we should be able to get a picture out of that. GoPro stuff. All right, so it's time to lift this wall up into place. I got the braces set so that I can just nail them on real quick to hold it straight. So I'm going to stick you to my saw stand here. Let's see if we, yeah, that should work. All right, so this is me solo, and we'll get her done. Oh, come on, really? Apparently it's an emergency. All right, try again. All right, here we go. Really? Oh, geez, I don't know if I can lift it. I don't know if I can do it. Get my fingers under it for one thing. There we go. There's a problem though. The problem is that I'm standing over top of it. Okay. Now, might be able to make it back. Alright, let's do this. Wrong bill. Here's your knees. Yeah. It'll stand there until I get a clamp or two. Ah. Blow over, you son of a gun. Do it. Alright, so next thing is to tap the base into place. So we'll just take and see how we need to get this lined up here. Just go ahead and tap it into its location where it belongs. Looking good. And then what I ought to do is get some big screws and screw them down to that 6x6, which is what I'm gonna do. So, okay, there you are. Thought I lost you there for a second. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and drive a couple of screws right in this little cavity right here. There's a one. Let's see if I can get the other one in here. There we go. All right, let's do that same thing on the other end. Take a couple of screws with us. Take the hammer with us. This is hard to do one-handed, I'll tell you that right now. I'm holding the camera with one hand and trying to do this with the other hand. There we go. Alright. And then one more. Sorry you can't see. There. Okay, well, I ran out of gas today, so I didn't get as much done as I thought I might, but you know, I got this much done anyway, and so hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get out here with some fresh legs and fresh arms and a fresh back and we'll be able to get this rest of the way framed up. Well, here we are the next day, and it's time to continue on this little project of the run-in shelter. And so I got the wood all cut out for the other wall. And then we'll get the front kind of framed up, and yeah, so that's what we're going to work on today. So I'm looking at this project here, and I'm realizing that I'm trying to build this thing square, and I don't even have it flat. So it'll be a whole lot easier to like use a level if it's actually level. So I guess what's the thing we're going to do is we're going to try to level this baby up a little bit, and then see about if we can you know, work a little smarter with it here instead of struggling with trying to check it for square instead of checking it for level. Level's easier. So this is a live and learn situation here. Obviously I should have learned before I lived that I would want to work with this thing being as level as possible, but since that's not happening today, we'll get it close as we can. Alright, so I'm going to call that pretty level. Good. Now we're flat. Okay, now that we're flat, we can proceed with our previously scheduled work. All right, we have a slight change of plans here. I got to looking at this last stud on the end of this wall thinking, wow, that's going to be exposed right to the weather, and it isn't tall enough to be able to pick up the rafter that's going to be out there. One of these things, a 4x6 8 foot long, is long enough, and I'm thinking to myself, I need to change this. So I'm going to cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this section out right here, from here to the front, pull these screws, cut that loose, cut it loose up there, move this stud back so that I can install that right in there, and hopefully that, not hopefully, that'll make it a little better structurally. I'm gonna have to get some tie plates to tie these together, but that's not a big deal. I know they have them, or I can make them. I've got some steel. I just didn't want to drill a bunch of holes in steel, but you know, we'll have to do it. And then I have to go to the store anyway and get some more lumber. I'm gonna run out here. I'm running out of stuff that I can use, so yeah, we're gonna have to go back to the store, make a little shopping list, and I see if I can find some of the stuff at Home Depot. So anyway, I'm gonna get to marking this out. So let's go up the ladder if I can. All right, up the ladder. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Holy moly, steps. Now the trick of being up here on top of this stuff is that you don't want to drop something, have to climb back down the ladder, especially when your knees are sore and you're not the youngest spring chicken in the coop anymore, which is my case. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and mark this. The measurement for cutting back is 5 9/16. So we're doing that right there like that. And then we'll put away our tape measure, stick that in my pocket. My nose is running because it's cold out here. I don't know why we ended up with 40 degrees in April, but today is 40 degrees. All right, so I got this. I'll make that line right there. And yes, I am left-handed and I'm trying to do this right-handed, so bear with me. All right, so we got that line. We got that line down there, so we'll go set the saw and we'll go ahead and cut this thing off of here. I'm not going to have you up here when I'm cutting up here because I got too many moving parts, but you can watch down the lower one here. All right, we cut the top, and we can pull this right off of here. We could probably reuse this. And if we just had to take that stub off of there, hopefully we'll be able to reuse that. All right, now I gotta take these screws out. We can use those again. Yeah. All right, so we got this last wall put together here, and it's up. I don't have it fastened in or anything yet. I'm trying to put a glove back on. Had to change batteries. We ran out of battery there. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put some screws to this thing, get it put together, get it you know, fastened in there so it doesn't blow over. We cut it right the first time. On this time, we left it open enough to be able to put in the 6x4 post at this. Well, you know how they say measure once, cut twice. What the heck? Measure twice, cut once. I don't know. What I know is it's measure twice, cut once, go back to Home Depot. All right. Well, I've made some progress here today. I didn't get everything done that I wanted to because I wanted roof rafters on this thing. But it's already after dinner time. I know it's still sunny outside, but you know, when I get old, when I get tired, I get tired. I'm done. So anyway, this is what it looks like so far. It's getting there. All right, I'm back. It's day 3 of let's build a calf shelter. Oh goodness. I think this thing is live. I've lost control of this project to the fact that I have to build everything like it's. So anyway, yeah, I'm cutting out rafters right now. So that's I spent some time on the floor, on concrete floor, laying out exactly how they should be. I've already cut one out and test fit it, and it fits. So I'm happy about that. Sorry about the shadow on my face. Kind of at an odd sun angle here. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and mark this off, and then we'll cut it out and make sure that everything's going to work for us here. Okay. Oh no, the battery's dead. Well, hang on, I gotta go get a new battery. Luckily I have an extra one. Alright, new battery. Now, let's go ahead and cut this. Alright, and we'll go down here. Cut this. Alrighty. So I just have to cut the little webbings off of these things with the Sawzall wherever I put that. Where did I put it? I don't know. There it is. We'll only have 3 more to cut out. Try not to overcut these things because they're already weakening the boards like by removing stuff. I don't want to remove any more than we need to. Well, there's that one. We got one down here to do. This one right here. Can you see it? Hopefully you can. All right, so 3 more to go on like that, and then we'll be ready to put these rafters up on the building. Hey folks, how's it going? So we're out here in front of the run-in shelter. Let's see. So far, I've got the rough frame framed out. I've got rafters up on it, and I just started yesterday putting these 3/4 inch treated plywood, I don't know, inner boards for lack of a better word for them, but anyway, so that you know, it has a chance of surviving cattle. So anyway, let's see, I've got 2 more pieces to put in, so I got to cut them to length and then put them on in there. I also have to install a couple of nailer rafters or nailer studs on either end so that we can nail the ends on it. So all right, so I got 1 second into this project today and realized I needed my little table saw, which is over at the other property, so we're gonna grab it. Okay, table saw is in this barn, and there it is over here. Okay, so this thing snaps in here someplace. Where though? Where? Oh, here. See? Okay. Yeah, so I can just go ahead and lift this on up in here and lay it down. And we should be able to easily go take it back to the other place and use it. Alright, so first thing for these side pieces, I got to add some extra blocking. So as you can see in this spot right here, this doesn't quite go all the way to the edge of this. This is where we want our piece of plywood to come across, and we want it to end at this spot out here, but you know, out this way. So anyway, that piece is about 1 3/4 inches. It's actually a little more than 1 3/4 inches. So I'm actually gonna have to, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to reset the saw here. So anyway, I'm glad I looked at that. All right, so I have this saw set at 1 3/4 inches, but it looks like we need another 1/16 or so. So I'll just go ahead and do that. The yellow register is the one we're going by here. So if we go right there, that'll match us right up with what we need. All right, now we have to figure out how long we want this piece to be for over there. I'm thinking that it only needs to be it needs to be, I don't know, not there. It needs to be, let go. No. Okay, it needs to be 4 foot. 4 foot from down there is how tall it needs to be, and I need a pencil, so I got nothing. Okay, I did some subtracting and some carrying of 5 and 10 and 23, and so anyway, I came up with that it needs to be at 44.5 inches tall here, which will give us overall 4 feet, which is how, okay, so anyway, 44.5. You can see where that's going to be. I got to put a pencil mark there. All right, got this boxed in here. That's ready to lay that layer of plywood over. And then I've got this nailer stud put in right here, and that will give us a place to nail the end of the plywood to right here. So hopefully you can see that. Yeah, not doing a very good job of holding the camera today. So anyhow, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Then we'll put the plywood in, and then we'll square up the front with some angle braces. So that's. So you know how sometimes you make a mistake and you look at yourself and you wonder, how in the world can you make that kind of a mistake? Well, I just made that kind of mistake. Not a real big one, but a mistake. I'll show you. I feel kind of sheepishly idiotic about it, but I'll show you. So the depth of this cavity right here is like 1 3/4 inches, and so you're gonna know what I did right away. So that's only like a little over 1.5 inches, which leaves me with a gap down here. But if I go this way, lo and behold, it's 1 3/4 inches. Huh? Wonder who did that. So anyways, I got to redo this. So bear with me for a minute here and we'll get this thing repositioned so everybody can see just how grand of an operator I really am here. Okay. And then this little piece will go right on top like that to cap that gap off. And then we'll be good. Yes, we will. So anyway, I gotta pull all these screws out of here. Luckily, guess I didn't really need to take them. Yeah, I do need to take them all the way out. But luckily, for me, the power tools are handy, and I like power tools, and it makes the job a lot easier. Oops, forward this time. Okay, so anyway, we'll just go and we'll do this again. couple more screws and we'll have that part of this done. Okay, so the next thing on this little part here is there's my stud for the nailer. We'll install that stud right in this little compartment right here. So I got to make some blocks, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so we got almost done here. Let's see. Not let you see what I'm trying to do. Perhaps it will. All right, just got to nail a block in up there. Well, put it in with screws actually. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start the screws before I get up there. That way, all I got to do is run them in instead of trying to start them while I'm hanging in midair, right? Exactly. All right, so I'm going to, try to stand myself up in here so I can reach this. Oops, that goes this way, doesn't it? Yeah. And then we'll go this way. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then the only thing left to do is to stick that stud in here. I don't know if we can do that with you or not. Auto exposure. No, we're not doing that. Okay. Okay, so maybe from up here you can see me at work over here. Hopefully the camera won't fall off. But if it does, hang on. Don't fall too hard. Yeah. Nail gun. Toenail a couple of them in here. There. That'll do for that. Alright, so I'm going to try to put this piece of wood up in here to kind of persuade this stud to be straight. Sure, it's working great. second screen. All right, so holy. I don't know if any of you guys ever played with 3/4 inch treated plywood before, but stuff is heavy and it takes your breath away to mess with it. Holy cow. All right, so this piece should theoretically fit right in here. With any luck, I won't have to do too much squaring of the actual structure. Ooh, that's pretty close. Oh my. Well, you couldn't ask for anything much better than that, could you? We're going to have to pull the corners of the building just ever so slightly, but what we're going to do is we'll nail across the bottom first, and that will establish our straight line with everything in the world, and then we'll either push on that corner up there a little bit, or we'll get a come along and pull that corner to that corner, and that should move everything the way we want it. So that might take a minute or two to set up, so hang on. I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Okay, so nails across the bottom first, and then we'll straighten it to pull that crack together there, that little teeny tiny crack. You can see daylight through there, and we'll work from there. All right. Just realized it wouldn't hurt to have my level over there to make sure that we were mostly straight with the world, because we mostly are. Okay, we got a come along with a chain, and we're going to go ahead and pull these two corners together, which should close that little gap right there. So watch along, and we'll see if this actually works the way I think it will. Oh, look at that. Did you see that close up? That's only 2 clicks. You know what? That's a pretty even gap all the way down. How are we on level? Do you see that? That is right on the bubble, baby. Right on the bubble. All right. Okay, I think I like it. Yeah, that is right on the bubble. Okay, and that is just about a pretty even gap there as far as I'm concerned. It's not like we got the, we kind of had a little bit of wavy lumber here, so that looks good to me. We'll go smack a few nails in here, and we'll be happy. Right? Right. So we'll start in this corner, and we'll just nail, 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 nail. Okay, yeah, I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish nailing this off, and then I'll take off the you know, that thing over there. I'll take down the come along and the chain, and this should hold straight, and then we'll do the same thing over on that end. So anyway, I guess you can watch if you want. Let me go ahead and throw this up there, although I do need my square. Here's what I like to do with that. All right, I'll try and make this fast. So anyway, I line the square up with the edge of a stud, figuring the stud straight. If we nail down just inside the ruler, we'll hit the stud every time. So we only need about three nails per. So that one, and that one. Okay, and we'll move the ruler, move the square, same thing. That one, that one, that one. And again, that one, that one, that one. All right, and second. And we'll pin this edge pretty good. Probably put, I don't know, a few nails here. Yeah. All right. So that puts that piece of plywood in. We can take off this chain and come along, and we can move the whole gizmo over to the other end. So anyway, I guess you know, since you've seen it this time, don't need to see it next time. Let's get where the heck am I? There I am. I got sun in my eyes, but that makes a better picture. So anyway, I'll catch you next time. Hopefully I'll be building the roof up on top there. We still got to put purlins across. Let's see, we got to put purlins across, and then the fly rafters, and then we can start putting the roofing on. So we got that to do. We also have the girts for the siding. We got to put that up on the outside of this thing. I know these walls are starting to get pretty thick, but that's the end of it then. So hopefully next time we'll be starting to put some sheet metal on this thing. Oh, and I also forgot that next time we'll do 45-degree braces in the door openings here. So that's the next thing. Actually, that's the next thing after I get done with this wall, with this inner wall thing going on here. So all right, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You know, so yeah, subscribe if you want. I'd be glad to have you. So anyway, see you next time. Bye.